So first of all, we have to install Joomla. And yeah, installing Joomla is quite easy, but you need a kind of environment. So you need a web server, you need a database and these kind of things. And it's very important to have a working web server like Apache or like the Microsoft IIS or any other web server, but usually it is in the beginning Apache. And you need PHP, this is the scripting language. And the important thing is you need the version 5.2.1 and higher. And this is important because in Joomla 1.5 it was possible to run Joomla with PHP 4. And there are, I don't know how many, but there are a few hosting sites outside that still use PHP 4. So you have to make sure that it is PHP 5 and higher. And it's the same with the MySQL database system. It needs to be in the version 5 or higher. So we start here with a local install. I have my little Mac Mini here. So this is the machine where we usually hear our music, and it's not that powerful. You see, it's 2 GB. And I um, I installed an environment here called mump, and mump is a bundle from web server and database in PHP, and it is specially made for OS X, OS 10, Apple, Lion, so everything what runs on Apple computers. And if you have a Windows computer, you usually take this one here. This is WAMP server or WAMP server, and this is XAMP. It's a German project called Apache Friends. And these are all these kind of fire and forget packages. So you can install it and you can run your Joomla on it. Okay, I have done this so far. Oops, I want to close these tabs. And here you see this is my local environment called localhost, and I just recorded the German version of this movie part here. And here is my mump web web environment. And the important thing here is the AMP. A is for Apache, M is for MySQL, and P is for PHP. So if there is an M in front, it is for a Mac, and if there is a W in front, it is for Windows. And both servers here are started. And yeah, and it is related to the, where is it? Just a moment. Here is my Mac Mini document. Here is it. And this web server points to the document root called htdocs. And in this htdocs, you see we have the J25DE. It is the German version of Joomla. So, and we are here now in the English environment, so we need Joomla first. And therefore, we have to go to joomla.org. And on joomla.org, you can download your Joomla copy. I will do this. And yeah, what do we have here? This is the English version, UK 2.4.5 full package. I want to have this. And okay, it is downloaded. And you see it is 7.5 megabyte and it is zipped. So yeah, it's fast. So it will be here in the downloads folder, hopefully soon, 96%, there it is. And I move it into this EN folder. Yeah, here we have it, and I do a double click on this to unzip, and then I move it to my htdocs folder. I think it's easy to copy. So copy Joomla and go to Documents, htdocs, and paste item. So unzipped, it is 18.1 megabyte. Okay. And it seems to be there. Yeah. And the name you see is a bit long. It's Joomla 2.5 for stable full package. So let's say we name it J25EN for English. So, and then when I go back to my local host and I reload the page, I see here is the J24EN. And when I click on that link, so maybe here it's better. And when I click on that link, the Joomla web installer appears. So this is Joomla version 2.5.4. And we have here the different English, but these words or these translations are only valid for the installer. So if you choose here, let's say United States, your Joomla will not be in United States English. It stays in this United Kingdom English. So these languages here are only for the installing process. And I take this English United Kingdom, click on next here on the right side. And then you have the pre-installation check. You see here on the left side, in total you have 7 steps from language to finish. And in this pre-installation check, the installer checks whether everything is fine with your environment. And yeah, the more green you see, the better it is. In my case, everything is green, so PHP is the right version and I have all these other stuff and everything is writable. So if you see here something in red, you have to solve that problem and then you can check it again, and if it is green, it is possible to install Joomla. But usually it's not a problem. So maybe here a little remark, every Joomla version gets a name, so this is called Enba and it's from April 2. Okay, I click here on the next button, then you see these general public license. That's very, very important. And Joomla is under this license. So yeah, think about it and click on the button next. And then you can choose the database type. At the moment you have here still only the possibility of MySQLi and MySQL. I take the standard here, MySQLi, my host name is localhost. The username and the password is related to the database. In my case, it is root and root because it is a local version of mump and the default password is root and root. And the database name is J25EN. So in my case, the database doesn't exist, but I am the root user here on my MySQL. So yeah, it will be created when I install it. And this is quite interesting. This is a table prefix, and in former times people installed many Joomlas in one database. So this prefix was a unique prefix for one version. So if you have 2 or 3 Joomla versions in one database, the prefixes were different. So nowadays, I think this is not anymore a problem of missing databases. So nowadays it is a thing of security, because if the evil hacker don't know the exact prefix here, it's a bit harder to hack the site. But it is not really secure through that. It's more a goodie. So it's something in the sense of security. You can back up tables if there are some in this database, and the Joomla installer will add a BAK underscore before the old table name. Yeah, so I click on next, and now my database is created, and it takes a while because I have only my poor little Mac Mini. Okay, there it is. This is a step called FTP configuration. Some hosters have an enabled PHP save mode, and if so, it's not possible to upload files from a browser. And you can use here a so-called FTP layer So you can insert your FTP credentials here, and then Joomla uses the inbuilt, the in PHP inbuilt FTP functions to upload the files. We don't need that here, so we can click on next. Yeah, and this is the main configuration, so I can say the site name, and we take a very creative one. It is Joomla 2.5, and my email is hagen.graf@gmail.com, and Joomla says let's name our admin user admin. So I take this. You can also say Harry or something different. And because it's local, I choose admin, and you have to insert the password twice. And then you can install sample data so that you can see something, and I will do this. And here you see the description of the button is changing after it is installed. And then we can go to the last step. And the last step is everything is fine. We only have to remove the installation folder by clicking on that button. I'm doing this. Yeah, and now we have a Joomla site here. And we have a Joomla site with the example data. So you can explore a little bit your site here. And when I go to administrator, so /administrator is here, /administrator is the administration login. And when I type in admin and the password, I can log in the Joomla backend. And yeah, that's the installation of Joomla.